Here in Canada, our summers are pretty short, so I do feel compelled to get outside and enjoy every millisecond of it. But now that the leaves are literally falling, it means it's time to come back here to the Dipdot lab and get back to building our relay computer. Now, I've received a lot of great questions that I try to answer through the comments area, but I also thought it would be fun to cover off some of these in some quick videos and also provide some recommendations to hopefully help others who would also like to experiment with building a relay computer. So let's start with a very popular question I get, which is, what type of relays are you using to build your relay computer? The relays I'm using are these HK19Fs, which are double pole, double throw relays. You can actually see on the bottom, there's a nice little diagram etched in there. I'll try to get it in the light. And you can see that the two bottom pins represent the coil, and we have our two common or pole pins, the two normally closed pins, and then the two normally open pins. Now, my selection of these relays wasn't scientific at all. And in fact, I just ordered the first ones I found on Amazon so I could start experimenting. And further to that, I literally picked the 5-volt ones because the breadboard kit I was ordering came with a 5-volt power supply. And the pricing for these is okay if you're just buying a few. But if you're going to build a relay computer, you're better off ordering these from overseas directly from someplace like LCSC. When I started out, I ordered everything from Amazon, and I bought one of these Elegoo starter kits, which also includes their Elegoo branded breadboard. And these breadboards are okay for working with most components, but I found that they soon lost their ability to grip the smaller leads on the relays. And I can actually demonstrate that here with one of the relays. You can see if I turn it sideways that it just doesn't want to grip the relay for any period of time. And you can imagine working on a circuit and the relays would randomly pop out and lose contact. It's just not ideal. So in my search for a better breadboard, I immediately found videos from Ben Eater, who has literally built entire working computers and so much more using breadboards. And he recommends these BB830 breadboards from Busboard Prototype Systems. Now, these are more expensive, but they maintain an excellent grip with these relays. And in fact, you can hear a very satisfying click when they go in, and I can actually pick up the breadboard by the relay itself, so it's really in there. And this just makes prototyping less frustrating and therefore that much more enjoyable, at least in my opinion. That Elegoo starter kit also came with one of these power supplies, which can either use a USB or a wall adapter source. And this is designed to very nicely plug into the end of a breadboard. It makes it very convenient for smaller breadboard projects. And this was fine when I started with just a few relays and LEDs, but since the maximum output current of this power supply is around 700 milliamps, and each relay and LED combination is drawing about 60 milliamps, it really doesn't take long to outgrow this little power supply. So I opted to get a bench power supply, and I settled on this one that is rated for 30 volts up to 5 amps. And it ran me around $99 Canadian or $73 US. And sure, it's a bit of an investment, but I have to say that now that I have one, I use it for every project. The design software I'm using is called EasyEDA, and I chose it, well, because it's free. And I didn't have any background in electronics design when I started this project, but after only a few evenings of playing around with it, I was able to create my very first PCB design, which was this rudimentary 8-bit register. And one other cool feature is that it comes equipped with a 2D and 3D model viewer, so you can really get a good feel for what your finished PCB will look like. So hopefully this first quick clicks video was of interest for anyone who is interested in building their own relay computer. I'm not endorsing any of these specific products and tools, by the way. These just happen to be the ones that I was using. So with that, I'll end off and keep it quick. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.